Today in studio with us is Miss Yasha Shah. She is a BCom graduate with a CA and CS degree, having vast experience working with Big Fours. An interesting fact about her is that she is a certified yoga teacher who believes in spreading awareness and the benefits of yoga. She has also helped many achieve their goal towards transformation of body, mind, and soul through her practice. Hope you enjoy today's session and had some exciting takeaways from it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Yasha, for joining me on this podcast to talk about yoga. So before we begin, we were already having this conversation that yoga is really, really very close to my heart. I'm really blessed because I want to mention this, that I was exposed to yoga at a very young age because of my father. So I'm very happy that you're here, and I'm happy that I am doing this with somebody like you.
Thank you so much. Namaste. Thank you so much for having me over here. It's my pleasure, and I'm very grateful to you for bringing me here. And I'm so glad to hear that you have been practicing from the childhood. It is such an amazing thing. Something not even I had that.
Okay.
But since the time I started practicing, I couldn't go back to anything else. It keeps bringing us back. There is some connection. It gives you that connection because yoga is like the word yoga. It's a Sanskrit meaning of that is to unite, to join, right? So it's combining mind, our body with our consciousness.
Right. So at the end of the day, it's a soul connect.
Yes.
Right.
So it's work on body, mind, and soul. So when you're practicing yoga, you are growing physically, mentally, and spiritually. And whenever there's a spiritual connection, we always go back.
That's right. That's very beautifully said, Yasha. So let's start with the basics first. I know a lot of people who want to watch us will know what yoga is, but I'm sure there is a history behind yoga. So it would be very good if you can tell us what exactly is yoga and what are the types of yoga.
So yoga we have been practicing back in India for centuries. It goes back to very, very long time, ancient times. And regarding types of yoga, so as per Bhagavad Gita, so I'm sure where you're coming from, and this is where most of my students also they come to me that they have heard about vinyasa, then the hatha yoga, then ashtanga yoga, bikram yoga, kundalini yoga.
Right.
They are the way they are practiced.
Okay, understood. Okay, so when someone says hatha yoga, it means it's the way one of these yogas which are mentioned in the scriptures are practiced.
They are practiced.
Cool. Yeah.
So like, say for example, you take a kid to a supermarket and the kid says just to the vegetable section. The kid will see so many kind of vegetables, they are all green, different colors and all. But it's not that any one vegetable is good, right? Each has its own purpose and each complements each other as well.
Right.
But then the mom comes into picture. Mom says, okay, broccoli is good. It's good in fiber. Then you combine that with something else and that gives you flavor. So these are how the different varieties of yoga, the way it is practiced. So it depends on your purpose, what is your final goal, what you want to achieve, and where you are starting from. That is how you practice different kinds of yoga.
Okay. So then, Yasha, is it right to say that whatever types we are aware of, okay, now, so yoga is quite popular, let's say, even in a gym. Okay. So there are a lot of classes that happen. They call it hatha yoga. They call it something else. Yeah. They call so there are different types. But how, as a person, would we know whatever is being practiced, how is that benefiting us? Like, what's
a wonderful question. Yeah. This is so common. So one of the way it is that you go and talk to the instructor. Just like I mentioned in the example, right? The kid will go to the mom.
Right.
That what is good for
guidance. Yeah.
For guidance. So what is your purpose? So Vinyasa yoga is the flow yoga with lot of movements. Then restorative yoga is very slow and where you will be there in the asana for longer period of time. Kundalini yoga is more about breathing. So what is the purpose? Then the Ashtanga yoga is very rigorous movements. So that is called weight loss. And restorative will help you more with respect to your stress management. So depending on what is the purpose, then flexibility, strengthening, what is the purpose? That's where you start from.
Okay.
But it all takes you to the
Same destination, right? So, but is there in this entire concept of yoga, is there any yoga which, let's say, maybe it could be your personal view, where a particular yoga, the way it's done, is the most difficult to master or the most complex one to do? Would there be any which you can think of immediately, or there's no such thing?
Iyengar yoga.
Okay.
Yeah, because it is one of the difficult one, and it is because in that it is a lot about the posture correction. It takes a longer time to learn. So like if you go to a class, then in the entire class of 60 minutes, you'll be practicing only 2 asanas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it comes with a lot of support. There are lots of props used in that, but it takes lot of patience as well, and that also makes it quite difficult for one to learn as well. And so it takes longer period of time, but you will see the benefits of it very fast.
According to you, how long does yoga need to be practiced just to start seeing the benefits? I think that's also very important, because not many can, sustain up to that point. And let's say if I am doing it with an intention to target a particular purpose when I do yoga, how would I know whether I'm getting the benefits out of it? So according to you, how long minimum I will need to practice?
It's okay. First of all, it's the goal. What is your goal? Then sincerity and faith. These things, they come along.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
If the student is sincere, so say for example, one of my student, she's very sincere. Okay, so like whatever I tell her, she will try to do it. So she complained to me that her heart rate is always above 100 in normal circumstances. Also, like whenever she's working in office, just normal.
Yeah, like that have you call it something, right? Palpitation.
Yeah, palpitation.
Right.
Exactly. So it's supposed to be around 92. Oh, okay. In normal circumstances.
Yeah, right.
But she usually has it between 110, 120. I was like, this is not good. You know what? We should try to. So then during the class, I taught her that some breathing exercising which she can practice by herself as well. But she started implementing, and I met her after a week's time because she was traveling. And when she came back, she said, I already see the difference. So within a class also, because in the gap in between, she was still practicing. So what is the purpose? But then one of my students, he had knee injury. So meniscus tear he had. And we practiced continuously for 5 to 7 days. Before we started practicing, the doctor recommended that he should take a couple of injections to for recovery. But then he decided to start practicing. We started practicing. After 7 classes, he went back to the doctor, and doctor said, now you can just take multivitamins and that's no way of injection.
That's beautiful. But what's interesting is, how did he actually choose this way? Because did he find you online, or what did you?
No, frankly, we just ran into each other right in the lift.
Okay. Oh, that's very nice. That's destiny.
Okay, destiny. And again, he is he keeps reading spiritual scriptures, and also he had faith also. I still in start as well. It's purpose is your sincerity and your faith. If these 3 are combined, we should have faith in the instructor as well.
Yeah.
And and in the process, of course.
Right. And Yasha, when I went through your profile, frankly, I did notice that you are more towards providing a healing solution to whoever comes to you. So tell us more about it. Probably it could be through your experience, and what exactly is your aim in doing this? Because yoga can be done for a lot of reasons. It could be for money sometimes, it could be for, just because you're interested. But you have a purpose wherein it's said that you are interested in being part of a journey which leads to transformation of body, mind, and soul. And it's a healing process. So just tell us more about it so that people who would like to be, interested in getting in touch with you regarding the same, it would help them as well.
So to start with, I was working with corporates like KPMG and Deloitte.
Right.
I have been working for more than a decade.
Yeah.
But then I think there was a calling.
Right.
And that is the reason.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Started a content.
So there was a calling. So I came, and that calling took me to yoga.
Right.
And to start with, I had, there's some support, external support. I mean to say some universal support.
Right.
Okay, universe was just coming together and telling me
Inspiring.
in different small signs that this is what it is, this is what it is. That is where I started regarding the healing part. So it is yoga, like when you extend the holistic approach, right? It works on body, mind, and soul, all three of them. So when I say healing, it has been my experience that it can heal so many us mentally and physically both. Mentally, for stress management, for building confidence, better sleep cycle, like that. Then with respect to for curing chronic diseases, right? I have students who have thyroid issues, then PCOD, then diabetes,
Which are very common.
unfortunately.
Right. Because I was also coming to this point that in today's world, a lot of times we see in the news that youngsters who are, let's say, who are not even in their 50s or 60s, are either having some, serious illness or a cardiac arrest. So, in such a situation, Yasha, how do you recommend that we implement a simple thing as yoga into our daily routine? Because we cannot deny the fact that a lot of times we are at work. Okay, so most of our time in a day is spent in the office. So according to you, what can we do to implement yoga into our routine so that we see, let's say, a longer lifespan?
Yes. So at personal level, there are first of all, we should take care of the spine. Because spine is really important, right? Because of our working desks, cell phones, our couches, our spine is not being taken care of, because that is the connection between our nervous system and our entire body. Right? That is the only connection.
That reminds me of Kundalini yoga, actually, because it activates all of the chakras, right? That's what it is about.
Yes.
Right. The spine is important. You're right.
Correct. Yes. So we should try working on our posture. Right. There's simple things like, I can show it to you, right? I mean, like you can just sit straight with your chest out, shoulders roll a little back, take both your arms back and interlock your fingers like this behind.
Okay.
And chest out and just look straight. Elbows back. You practice this for say 10 to 20 counts. Say you stepped out to take your print out, or you are talking to a friend, reviewing a report, taking a call, watching TV, anything. Just sit like this for a couple of times in a day. Then this will go in your subconscious mind as you practice every single day. Then it will start becoming conscious, and your posture will start becoming. So we say that the spine issues, the lower back issues, they start coming in after 45 or 50. It's like that. It's not like that. The problem doesn't come there. It just shows that.
Right. So it starts from an early age.
Early age.
And it just accumulates, and then the symptoms show up when you are 40, 45, whatever.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because we're not taking care of somebody of us and fine. Then there is the breathing. Then there are a few very simple breathing exercises which you can practice on personal level. Say, for example, grounding. If you have heard of it, so it's a breathing exercise, and it helps in relieving stress, reducing our thyroid levels, better sleep cycle. Yeah. And it's very easy. If you want, I can just show it to you right now as well. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So you just sit straight.
Yeah.
And inhale and exhale only through your nose. But when you exhale, you make a humming bee sound from your throat. Okay, I'll show it to you once.
But I can actually feel the vibration in my head, in my ear, and I think I don't know, in my senses actually.
Yes.
So that's
So this is a sound from inside,
Right.
which is healing us from inside.
Right.
But this is the purpose. You mentioned that what is the purpose of me coming at it? It is finding that internal happiness which is within, and which we look outside.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're always seeking for it from external
outside.
sources,
Exactly.
but when it's always inside you.
Always inside.
Since you touched upon the point of age, so you rightly said that the symptoms show up only when you start getting older, because that's when the body probably cannot take the wrong that you've done to your body.
Time takes time for deterioration. That's why.
Okay.
It's a
Exactly.
yeah.
Okay. So since you mentioned this, then what according to you would be the right age for anyone to start with yoga? I know there are kids also practicing yoga. So yeah, so what's really interesting to know is from what age can we start? Because I mean, I have a kid, and there are many who have kids.
Yes.
So they would really love to have the children grow up to be healthy, to be peaceful, and have a healthy life. Not just in terms of weight loss or diet, but also in terms of internal peace. So what would you recommend would be the right age to start off with children?
Kids can start practicing from the time they can take instructions.
Right.
They can follow the instructions.
Yeah.
So as only and their joints are good to to work around. Say 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 4 to 5 years.
5 years we can start practicing yoga.
Okay.
And the sooner we start, it is better. Because they are more flexible, they can work around more, and they know from this very beginning that where should I go whenever there is a problem.
Right.
There is some comfort zone is there, that if something goes the other way, there is something I can go back to.
Right.
And you start practicing, and then the connection builds between you and your soul. You start receiving messages from inside, and you find that peace. Slowly and gradually you can make better decisions, more concentration, focus. Because these days with the social media, the attention span has been reduced a lot, and we are struggling to bring back our kids
To focus.
to focus. So this definitely helps kids a lot.
Right. Great. Thank you so much, Yasha. I think all who are listening to us will definitely have some good takeaways. And please do tell us how, if anyone wants to contact you, can contact you. Probably I'll also provide them with your details on my post, so that anyone can contact you.
Yeah.
But just lastly, before we close off, it would be nice to know from you, where can we all start from? So, because you did mention at the beginning that there are different kinds of yogas, and there are different ways how this yoga can be achieved. But according to you, what is the simplest way someone can start who has never started, a fresher? How can they start with you?
So if you for the beginners, the Hatha Yoga is very good, really. So you can start practicing
Right.
that. and you should try to include it in your daily routine. So it's more like I would equate yoga to water.
Right.
So in drinks, we can have milk, laban, coconut water, different things. Important spot.
Right. It quenches your thirst. So at the end of the day, that's what yoga is.
Yes, exactly. Great. So you should include yoga as early as possible, and whichever way it is comfortable to you, because it depends on your body. And you should not be like if you go for group classes, or even if you're practicing with your instructor, don't feel that, oh no, I can't even bend little bit. How am I going to reach this far?
Right.
Don't be demotivated. It's our body it's basically a muscle memory. So you keep walking, keep building on your muscle memory along with your breathing, and you will reach there.
Right.
So don't be demotivated and keep practicing yoga.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Yasha.
And they can reach me out at the fastest one is the Instagram.
Right.
Very fast. So the page is called Yoga with Yasha.
Great. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.